Mm-hmm. Okay, off we go.
Get lost! This one is mine! Glacial Spear!
You're mine! Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you?
Gotta break through!
The tide of battle has turned! That's the power of right, comrades in arms.
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen.
You can tell it's tough just looking at it.
Yeah, it'd probably mess us up good.
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
It's quite hot here. The climate...
I won't forgive you! Barely a blip on our radar.
No backing down! Eat this!
Piercing roar!
Eat this! Talon Hurricane!
Grind it!
Pound it!
Grill it!
The perfect burger.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I think Hoodle's hungry.
Funny. I could have sworn that was your stomach making all the racket.
An opponent like this should be easy.
I'm on it! Take one!
Severing wing!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Well, someone seems
Nothing new about that, Shion.
and still as humble as ever.
Hold up. Is this as valuable as I think it is?
That was quite the little adventure we went on. Guess I misread the landing.
Let's dispose of the trash.
It's on!
You made quick work of it.
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out.
Looks like it could be worth something.
No choice.
Switch! We're thinning them out.
We, more like me. Didn't even break a sweat. Ow! We got the advantage.
Good. Now we just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry.
We won that by a mile.
Gotta break through!
I'm surrounded.
Rising wipe!
You made quick work of it.
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out.
That's a pretty fancy skill there.
All the better to protect you with, my dear.
Then I'll leave the front line to you.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out. I'm like bait to them.
Oh, it's here!
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you?
I won't forgive you!
I'll end you!
A comfortable win.
Seriously? Is this a joke? I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
Who said anything about letting
Did you
off?
see?
Sure did. The part where you swung and missed, right?
Not that part!
Out of my way!
Take it!
We may get out of this alive after all.
Yeah, things were looking bad for a minute there.
Let's keep our eyes on the prize. I won't forgive you!
I'm on it! Be still!
Look sharp!
Hear me! Thunder attack!
Dragon form!
Didn't even break a sweat.
Callous. Calcified. Calaglia.
What kind of poem is that?
A sparse one.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor. Out of my way!
Hear me! Flame of
You make quick work of them.
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Didn't even break a sweat.
I do believe that right there is what we've been searching for, yes?
What's this thing?
Is this the so-called legendary instrument?
Actually, I think it's one of the freight train parts that I was using for a sword.
I'm sure anything will be fine. We should take it.
You guys want to rest here?
We did a lot today, didn't we, Hoodle?
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law, I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
Hey, Rinwell. What was that whole legend you were talking about earlier, back when we were by the gate?
Huh? Oh, you mean about the Darkwings? It's an old story about a Danon hero that's been passed down for generations.
Like I said, I sure haven't heard it before.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, long ago, there was an evil king who tried to bring all of Dana to ruin. However, a pure black owl heard the pleas of the people and decided to help. It chose a young hero and bestowed upon them a holy flame that was capable of vanquishing the king. The story goes that the young hero challenged the king and defeated them with the flame. Seeing Dana had been saved, the people flew the crest of the Darkwings as thanks to the owl for its help. From what I understand, it used to be a really well-known story before the Renans came.
I guess our people must have forgotten it over time. It's lucky for us you still know it. You sure are well-versed in these sorts of things, Rinwell.
You know, the part where the hero defeats the king with a flame reminds me a little of Alphen.
Come on, it's just a story. Besides, if we're talking about an owl helping anyone, Hoodle would definitely choose Rinwell.
Sure, I might have helped take out our own kind of evil king with the others, but I'm definitely no hero. That and Hoodle's wings aren't even black. Huh.
This looks perfect. Guaranteed to hit the spot.
Isara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind, either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?